Carol here from Designer Stencils, and I have another project for you for the holidays. It's Halloween today, and we all have pumpkins at home, and I thought this would be a good time to show you how to stencil something that is round. I get this question this time of year a lot, especially if we want to decorate something like an ornament. I have these little glass, actually this is really cute. It's a teardrop. It's actually out of a plastic. Again, this is from the $1 to $5 section right at the beginning of Target. You get 4 of them. I think it was $3, maybe 5, but they're all for drawing on. But I thought this would be great to show you how to stencil something that has a curve to it. But we're gonna practice on our pumpkin also, because we have these because of the holiday, so why don't we get a stab at it? And I want to show you the different types of surfaces that work well and ones that don't. We have something, this is one of little pumpkins. I call them the mini, these are the real mini ones, but these are the tiny pumpkins that I like. And they have a nice smooth surface to them, and see the size, about the size of my palm. This can work pretty well because when you have a stencil like this, you need to think about the surface area and how is this going to lay flat, and see how this doesn't even lay flat on here. We're gonna have to move it around some. If I tried to do one of these small ones, which you could, but I mean, you'd probably have to do each letter individually. See how I'm having to move it? And then this here, especially with the little grooves and indentations there, that's not a very good choice for trying to use a stencil. And I'm going to take my paint right here, a little bit of black paint. Now you could actually take your stencil, and here if we want to make a face on there, you could actually use this just as a template with a pen, or even use pin pricks along it, and see how I'm just holding different sections like that. And then you can pull the stencil off and then hand paint it in, or use it for cutting your pumpkin. But we're gonna paint this face on, and I'm gonna use some tape here just to help keep it in the right place. So I think I'm gonna put the tape right there. But I wanna be able to see how I wanna be able to move it around. So let's do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my black paint, wipe it off. Now my brush is loaded. See, I've got some on the outside there. I'm gonna get the excess paint off of there. Now, this is a little difficult doing it facing you guys, but let's see how I can go. I'm gonna try and hold each piece as flat, each opening there, as flat as I can. And I'm definitely gonna be doing the pouncing method. If I swirl, it's probably gonna get up underneath some of those pieces there and not give me a crisp edge. So see how the stencil itself from here in the middle point hasn't moved. I've just flattened out another area. So now I'm gonna lift it up, but see I still have my finger on here at the top. Now we're gonna do the nose. And then I'm gonna have to roll this towards me here. We're gonna have to get his mouth, and I'm gonna have to hold it on either side, top and bottom, to get the middle part. And then, see how this can get tricky? So you really wanna think about what kind of stencil you're using on here, because this one has some big openings, but I'm making it work. And see, I rubbed off a little bit there in the middle. I'm gonna put that up. See, there we go. It worked out, but as you saw, we had to kind of work in sections there. And here I actually went over the edge a little bit. What I could do is take my fingernail or a wet artist brush, or even just a piece of paper towel here, and just clean up any of those edges. I mean, this is gonna happen when you're doing something that isn't totally flat. The other project we're gonna be doing is an ornament for our tree. And this isn't round like our pumpkin was here. You saw how to do something circular with the pumpkin. So if you had a round ornament, you could do that. It's just really take care in deciding what kind of a pattern that you want to put on there. And if it's glass, you also want to make sure that you're using glass paint so it will adhere to it and not just rub right off. This, as I said before, is plastic. So we're going to be putting our acrylic paint on that one. So here's my white paint. And I have two choices for my stencils for this one. I thought I'd show you something a little different. Here is our stencil number C271. It actually has a set of 4 different snowflakes in them. And I like this one because the center part right there is a separate opening from the spokes. And so when it bends like this, it's not popping out. I love the snowflakes on this one. In fact, it's a really, really popular stencil of ours. It's CM036. Both of these are from our culinary line of stencils, but they're great for painting projects too. And this is a great one too, but see how the inside is connected to the spokes? So especially on the big one here, when I stick my finger up through there, it kind of pushes those spokes out. So I'm going to show you how that works on the side there, but we're going to do this one first because I think this one's going to be easier than either of them. So get my white paint. And again, we're going to be pouncing. And this stencil lays almost flat on that surface because number one, it's small, and number two is it doesn't have the little spokes sticking out. It's got enough breaks in the stencil. So see, there we have our snowflake with that one. And now we're gonna go to another side because we want that one to dry before we get closer to it. And we're gonna put a variety of these on. Now, the other trick when you're doing this kind of thing is how do you hold the daggone, see, look at this. He's moving around on me. So it's a little tricky trying to figure out how to hold on to your ornament while you're doing it. So resting it down like this is probably best. So I'm gonna do this little guy. See? Now, if it looks like we've messed up a little bit, or if we get a little bit outside of there, like I said, have, I don't have one with me. Well, yes, I do. Here we go. Here's my little liner brush. And I can go in and just take out any areas here where it bled over. There you go. There's another snowflake. Like I said, if you go over, you can mark that off. And we're gonna keep filling this guy up with different snowflakes. So as you can see, stenciling on something that has a curve to it is not the easiest thing to do. It takes a lot of practice. So what I would do is take some of these pumpkins that you have left over from your Halloween decor and practice on that and see how easy it is for you to do that. And then it'll give you an idea as to what kind of stencil, how big of an opening. Remember, ones like this one, which have more breaks and that are smaller, are easier to conform to that round curve than something that is more open. Remember, the mouth of this guy was just a little bit unwieldy. Even these snowflakes here, the inside poking out, for the larger ones made it a little difficult. The smaller ones were easier to work with, and that was nice on this one, is that you weren't trying to line the whole thing up as you went around. You're just placing them one at a time as you go around the curve that's on here. Well, thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe to our channel to get some more tips and tricks, and leave me your comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Have a good day.